for 20 minutes, actually.
Have you?
Yes.
All right. Well, oh, wait. Hold on. It says we're live, but now it's reconnecting here, doing something. I don't know if we're actually live or not, Steve.
Well, let me look.
It says live, and it has the big button to say end the live video, but
yep, it's live on.
Statistical thingy here shows a little wait button. All right, as long as we're live, that's fine by me. Woo, good stuff. It's been a little bit. It's been a minute, as they say, as the kids say. It's been a minute.
Since before Christmas.
Since before Christmas. Isn't that crazy? I don't know if that's crazy or if it's sad, but that's
you like that word, sad.
It is
I think
sad.
you overuse that word, sad. It's sad that you overuse that word, sad.
I don't think it means what you think it means. All right, so we're here. We are back. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to catch up. We're going to do a few things. We're going to talk about video distribution. This, by the way, if you're catching us live on Facebook, this is not part of the show. We're actually just chatting and making noise. And then once we hit go, we're going to do the intro. That'll be where the final podcast will start off, is at the beginning. And we count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll get that started there. But right now we've got things up and running. But what I'm going to do, Steve, is I'm going to share this to my public page if I can.
Okay.
And actually, I don't know if I can. I'm not going to mess with that because with this new Facebook, I'm logged in as Ray the Video Guy, not as Ray Lane. And I'm afraid if I switch out to share it to my timeline, it might kill the live video. I don't know if it would or not. I've never thought about that before. So we won't do that.
Okay.
Somebody else can share it if they'd like. Feel free.
Yeah.
We're sharing it to a few places. So, and for those of you that are joining us, we are going live to the Ray the Video Guy page. We are live on Video Marketing Madness. We are live on the Act Now page. We are live on Loganville News and Events. We are live on Loganville Business Owners. We are live on the Ray the Video Guy Video Marketing Group. Maybe a few other places. I can't remember. But we're live either way. How do I prove it? I'm going to slap Steve. Psh! Oh, see that? That proves we are live. He did not expect me to do that. So with that, today we're going to talk about video distribution. And we're going to talk about some fun things that have been going on when it comes to video right here at my office. And I think you guys are going to like it. It's interesting stuff. So, all right, Steve, are we ready for the first time in 2023 to get that show on the road?
Yeah, and I've got a little case study on related to Loganville News and Events, too. So.
Oh, scary. All right. Well, let's get this show on the road then, as they say. And
you got the jingle ready?
I do. I'm going to turn my mic up a little bit. My mic seems a little low. Test 1, 2. There we go. It's a little better. All right. Hopefully that works out for everybody. So here we go.
So
what?
Loud.
So loud? It is loud. I'm loud. I'm loud. I'm a loud man.
Okay.
I'm a loud man. I am short and loud.
Short and loud. Do you have any loud shirts? You could wear those.
No, this blue is pretty loud.
Yeah, it is loud. I think you need some plaid shirts.
That's a Rotary shirt, though. So.
Oh yeah. Rotary on Thursday. What does it meet, about 4 a.m. or something like that?
No, 7:15. 7:15.
Oh, okay.
A.m.
All right. Okay.
Unlike those old people in the Lions Club who meet at 7:15 p.m.
Oh,
sounds better some ways, but
yeah.
Anyway. All right. So, are we ready? Let's do this thing. Here we go. And in 5, 4, 3. On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to discuss video distribution for 2023 and where you can send your videos these days to get the most attention. Because that's what we all want, right? Well, speaking of what we all want, we also want to have great sounding microphones as well as other equipment when we're shooting our videos. And our good friends over at Movo, you can't really see them on the screen back there, our good friends at Movo make this show possible. We love their microphones. I use their microphones for all sorts of things, doing voiceovers. I use them when I'm out shooting businesses. I've got their portable mics. I've got their lights. I've got their stands. I've got everything straight from Movo because Movo provides a lot of great equipment at tremendous prices. Want to learn more? Want to get a microphone? Head on over to raiselinks.com/Movo and you can pick one up today. Tell them I sent you. They'll say, who?
Who?
Anyway,
they know who.
All right.
They know who you are.
With that, for the first time in 2023, let's hit the music.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at. He even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.
And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper. Ray, when I first logged in, said the first words to me were not Happy New Year or I missed you or anything like that. You look old. You look old.
That's what they call deflection. Because I just turned 49 the other day, so it's
did
me
you?
Deflecting that. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't look like I'm almost 50 though, do I? My boyish good looks.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, darn. I've been trying. Just for that.
No.
I might have to hit you with the best song ever made in the world if you're not.
Oh no,
nice to
no,
me, so.
no! Don't do that.
Oh yes.
Oh jeez. Well, you just lost your audience.
This is the best song ever made in the world.
Okay, that's enough of that. All right.
Yeah,
Now,
okay.
speaking of video distribution, that video got distributed quite a few times. That's a very popular YouTube video.
Why, I don't know, but anyhow.
Because it's awesome.
My YouTube channel, Steve Sleeper Trains. I got it in there. Ray is chagrined.
Yes.
By the way, if you're listening to the audio podcast, we start this as a Facebook Live, just in case you're wondering what the heck we're doing. But yeah, I'm learning all kinds of things about this YouTube thing by doing entertainment videos. So it's quite a bit of fun. What still kind of gets me though is I can have one YouTube short with 2,000 views, and the next one will have 25.
Yes.
And I'm like, what did I do? You know?
Nothing. And, that is still the trend on my channels, too. When I do shorts, I get the same thing. One will have 2,000, then another one will have 20, then another one will have 4,000, then another one will have 6, then another one will have 3,000. You never know. And that's the escape room one, by the way. So it's not like a hugely popular channel to begin with. But, yeah, that's the exact same trend. It seems like every third video gets in the thousands, and then the other ones do not. But over time, I think that's going to improve and increase. So just keep it up.
I'm starting to get some, what do they call them, YouTube recommendations, where they say, hey, you might want to watch this video. I start to get those every now and then after 1 year. But again, as I've mentioned, this is my hobby. They call it rail fanning, and the YouTube part of it is my hobby, and any views that I get is a bonus. And I suppose it's starting to get a little bit of traction, but I've got an audience, and that's all that matters to me. You know what I'm saying? Although the thing that kind of gets me, I got like 1,100 subscribers, maybe 1,200 subscribers now, and I don't hardly get any views off subscribers. It's just killing me. And I say, hey, hit the bell icon and hit all this and that. And I've heard that before, that the views may not. The views come from recommendations and
other videos and
other videos. And I'm in a bunch of Railfan Facebook groups, and a lot come from there. So anyhow, enough about that. I've got a little case study about Loganville news and events before we get to video distribution.
Well, all right, let's hear it.
So, Gannett Newspapers, which is one of the biggest newspaper chains in the United States, at least, if not the world. They publish USA Today. They have started printing all the Midwestern papers from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel down to my hometown, Kewanee Star Courier, in Peoria, Illinois. Now, so the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel printing facility has been shut down, but they still have a big editorial staff and everything because they get, a lot of hits on their online product. Talk much, but Kewanee and all the small town papers, what they've done is just shut down the editorial part of it and sold the buildings. So if you read the Kewanee Star Courier, it's become something of a joke in that the most local they get is Peoria, Illinois news, and that is it. And Kewanee's probably 60 miles north of Peoria. So somebody has started something called Kewanee News Now, and it's just a couple of retired reporters from the Kewanee Star Courier. They took retirement when all this happened. They were fortunate enough to do that, and it gets a lot of interaction, and it's got about 1,000 likes in a very short amount of time. Okay, but they report on local Kewanee news. And so, what I've been meaning to do is get in touch with them and show them Loganville news and events. They report hard news, but if you feel like you can do it, go around and interview merchants. There's still merchants in town. As they said, yes, there's still a lot of retail activity, but it's all Walmart and Menards. And, when I was a kid, downtown Kewanee was retail heaven. There was a Carson's and a Sears and a Penny's and a lot of boutique shops. And Carson's, Chicago, Carson Perry Scott, it was a big Chicago thing. And now it's kind of small boutique shops. But you could go around and interview them and network with them and maybe get some social media stuff like you're doing. So I'm gonna, I'm bringing that up now because I'm gonna see if it happens, see what they do, and do you do any hard news on Loganville news and events like so and so run over by a car last Wednesday?
Not really. We will put some of that. Like, we don't report on it. We will share some of that kind of stuff from some of the other papers and whatnot, and different things. Like when there's a big fire or something like that, we'll get into that. We may start doing more reporting, but we're not really a news agency, so we don't. It's not like we have a scanner, telling us, "Oh, this is going on right now," and we send out a reporter. But when there are things happening, we will run out to them and get what we can.
What I'm suggesting is they fold something like that into what they're doing, and of course they got to want to do it. They got to feel comfortable doing it, et cetera, et cetera. These are folks that, most people my age, and, like I said, I not only look old, I am old and tired. But most folks my age, quite honestly, if I start talking about shooting videos with my phones and doing podcasts, they look at me like, oh. But you just never know. It may. So I'm going to try that and see what happens. And the other thing that I've noticed, Ray, is there is a free website out there for newspapers that have shut down in small towns, basically. And this free website for free, I guess, allows them to start up their own newspaper there,
Really?
And so, yeah. And I should have had that at the tip of my fingers before I did this, but hold on.
The gears are turning here.
It'll take me like 2 seconds to find it. So talk amongst yourselves. And again,
so in addition to all the paper stuff, what we're doing here, we're actually starting a local TV network, which is similar to back in the old days. A lot of towns had their own little television network through public access or what have you. And so we're kind of trying to bring that back now and have our own television network here in town, except be the modern day version of that. So it'd be through Apple TV and Roku and Amazon Fire and iOS and things like that. But we'll have our own local TV network that people can put on TVs in the lobbies of their hotels and businesses and at their house, and showcase businesses, showcase things going on in the area, make it a fun little channel.
Okay, let me. Okay, here it is. I found it. Oh,
all right.
It's called. Steve. Yeah, I noticed that a number of the stories they're just putting on Facebook as short form stories, but they are using originalnewsbreak.com. Originalnewsbreak.com, and then you can create your own local newspaper or news channel, news site.
Interesting.
So there you go. Yeah, I think that is kind of interesting. When I was a kid, boy, the Star Courier was a big deal. The editor of the paper, or maybe it was the publisher and editor, They went to our church. He had like 1 million kids. You know, he lived a fairly good life, made decent money. But you know, again, there was no Walmart or Menards or anything. Everything was local in downtown. There was no. You know what Menards is? You don't
I've
know
heard
what
of
Menards
it. I don't
Yeah,
know what it is, but
it's
I've heard of it.
it's based out of Milwaukee. It's Midwest.
It's like when people talk about Mervyn's. I don't know.
No, I've
Mervyn's
never
either.
heard of Mervin's.
I think that's out
remember
west.
there was a Swervin Mervin who played in the NFL, but
That is not the one, no.
not the one. Okay, and
We had Sears and J.C. Penney and Macy's.
Who? Yeah.
And Ann and Hope. Nobody will know. Nobody except in the Northeast will know what that is. Ann and Hope was the other one.
Ann and Hope. No, I don't know that one. It's like Carson Perry Scott in Illinois. You know,
We also had one called Apex,
Apex. Ooh.
and that was a kind of a northeastern local one too, kind of like the Mervins and all that.
But people in Kewanee are so thankful that these two retired editors, reporters, whatever, have done that. They're just, oh, thank you for doing this, and you know we can get some we can get some local news now, you know, and we'll see how long that the Star Courier even has a printed product, or even it is even around, because
Yeah, it's
you know
tough these days with those things.
yeah, I would have thought that they would have just ended the print edition and have something online and could have made a little money with it, but what do I know, you know. Now, I know that now Gannett has done that, which is a big player. Lee Enterprises, which owns all the papers in Nebraska, as well as the Omaha World Herald, Lincoln Journal-Star, they still put out local editions, and you know they have a small staff and probably mostly stringers, but they still report on local news. So it's not like it's industry wide. But
Sure.
I'm sort of fascinated by all this, and you know I'm going to talk to one guy I know from when I lived there. I'm going to talk to him and make a suggestion on that, see what happens. So I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, you know, when growing up. Up in Rhode Island, we had the Providence Journal, which is the big newspaper up there.
I used
a
to
big
do some
newspaper.
work with them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to
still
do
prints.
work
But the funny thing is, they used to, believe it or not, they used to produce 2 editions a day. They had a morning edition and an evening edition every single day,
Right.
which is crazy. They got rid of the evening bulletin years and years and years ago, but yeah, they used to
The
do
World
every day, 2
Herald-
different papers.
The World Herald did not get rid of their 2 editions, the Omaha World Herald, until 2016.
Wow.
And their print edition, now I can remember a time when there was 70% penetration. I'll be surprised if there's 10% penetration now with the printed edition. Their online product does extremely well, but you just can't get the revenue out of it that you did with a print edition, you know.
Right.
And just, you know, as one last note, the one advantage that newspapers have is the ability to put a product on every doorstep. They have every address in their market, which nobody else has. So, and I've noticed the World Herald with their TMC product, Total Market Coverage product, they're using the post office for it now. They used to use carriers. So,
You know, it'd be smart. You want to distribute something. Go find all the paper boys and say, "Here, I'll give you $50. Deliver all these letters with your newspapers."
Paper boys, yeah, it's all adults now.
Believe it or not, I know. Well, my dad is a paper boy. He's retired, but he loves his his little job as a paper delivery guy. He gets up at 4 a.m., gets his Dunkin' Donuts, and drives in his little truck around and delivering newspapers. Believe it or not,
Sure.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah, no, that'd be okay. Actually, that's
Absolutely crazy.
Maybe I should do that because get me up in the morning. Us old retired guys, yeah, you know.
And I apologize. I think I lost you for a second there, Steve. Give me 1 second. There we go. Can I hear you now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
All right,
me?
Hold on. I'm using my phone as a camera, and of course, somebody called in. Messed everything up on us. So I'm
now?
still connected, but I can't hear you.
Oh, I wonder if I'm on the air.
And I don't know why I can't hear you now. Hold on. Let's see. Let's figure this out. This is riveting television and video and audio. Steve, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
There you go. All right. I can hear you
Okay,
too.
all right.
But
Okay,
now I've got to get you back onto my things. I wish people would not call me during the day, and it's my fault for not blocking them out, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're back. All right. So
All
with
right,
that,
okay.
I guess it's time to move off of newspapers and ancient technology and onto the new technology and talk a little bit about video and distribution in 2023. And Steve, you had a reason you wanted to talk about this today, correct?
Yeah, I have a client in Jackson, Mississippi, my first client that I ever had, Joey Franks. Attorney Joey Franks. He's branded himself now as the big man at Big Man Law, which I think is brilliant. He got the idea from a buddy of his who is a personal injury attorney named Everett Pepper, but he is Everett Pepper, the attorney with a hat, and the attorney with the hat, and everywhere he goes, he wears this kind of Cajun cowboy hat or something, So it's good branding.
I think every town's got one of those, or every city's got one of those. We had one up in Providence. What was his last name? Roll Lovett was his name.
Roll Lovett. Oh, wow, that's a great name. Yeah,
he used to wear a hat, and he was called the Mickey Mouse Lawyer, and he actually licensed Mickey Mouse for the law firm at one point.
Oh, how did he do that? But anyhow, he's a lawyer. And what I've noticed is as I pick up these things with Joey, it kind of filters, just as a note, it kind of filters down to other attorneys who want to do some things with me. So I'm picking up slowly, picking up more and more business all the time because of that. So, but what he wants to do is record case study videos, and this was at my prompting. I had taken a case study of his that he had given me. I posted it on his blog, and then I made just an AI video of it. And I really didn't distribute it anywhere but YouTube, but I noticed the YouTube video got like 100 views, and normally we get 20 views. And the blog got a lot of clicks, and so evidently Google really liked that, I guess, And so I have encouraged him to just take his phone, and he's got a little setup in his office where, with a ring light and everything else, and record these case studies.
Nice.
And with DUI lawyers, there's a lot of case studies to do where the cops didn't have probable cause or they didn't do this or that, and he gets them off. And he said, I've got a Facebook page. Can you distribute to that? And I said, yeah, no problem. I know how to do that. And he said, well, I also got TikTok and Instagram. Can you distribute to that? And I said, well, I'll talk to Ray. And Ray does all his Google ads for him, by the way, so he knows who Ray is. And then I thought, well, heck, let's do a show on this. So that's the deal. I've kind of come up with I've come up with something else I can sell to attorneys there if I do it right. So take it away, Ray, the video guy.
It's funny. A couple years ago, this would have been a very, very different show. We would have talked about how you put your stuff on YouTube and then you put it onto Meta Cafe and you put it onto Daily Motion and share it on Mr. Wong and Plurk and whatnot. And it was a very, very different world. Of course, we all know right now that vertical videos. Let's go vertical.
Oh yeah,
vertical videos are kind of the thing right now, and the distribution networks for that. There's basically 4 major distribution places for that. 5 if you want to put Snapchat in there. Snapchat's a little bit different, but there's 4 basic ones. You've got your TikTok, which is what the other ones do, but in a very self-contained. You put your video up on TikTok, and TikTok pushes your video out to people, and hopefully they start to watch it, and you start to build momentum. It's kind of a fun little platform as far as that goes. It's meant to be. By the
way, he said, and I can't quantify it any more than this, but he said he's getting traction with his TikTok. He just stood it up and does some videos. So
yeah, sure.
Okay.
And you can get. I mean, you go look at TikTok, you'll see like just random videos with 1 million views, 5 million views, 800,000 views, 15 million views. So it's not uncommon for oddball things. And when I say oddball, I don't mean literally oddball, but like a lawyer video would be an oddball thing on something like TikTok, where it's usually people doing dance moves and whatnot. But some of
Right.
those things do very, very well. And
I
even
do
the
think-
advertisements on there do well, too.
I think Joey's got some dance moves.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
Big man dancing.
Big band dancing.
Be pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that we like TikTok for that reason. Now, of course, paying attention to the news, once again, they're talking about banning TikTok completely, and that may happen. Part of me almost hopes it does, because then I have one less place I have to deal with. But right now, it is a pretty good source. And most of the TikTok stuff that we do is for the escape rooms. What we typically do, just so everybody understands, is we shoot vertical videos of people in the escape rooms, usually when we're scaring them. And so if we're going to do something that scares them, or we know they're going to get scared by something, we'll film that quickly and show them like jump and flip out. And then we post that onto TikTok. Then we post it onto Instagram Reels. Then we post it onto Facebook Reels. And then we post it onto YouTube Shorts. So those are kind of your vertical video places you want to go. What gets confusing is when you talk about, especially Instagram and Facebook, but even with YouTube, like YouTube is a little more understandable. YouTube, you got two things going on there. You've got your regular videos that you're going to upload, and you've got your short videos. Now, the short videos are vertical, 60 seconds or less, and, they get distributed out kind of the way that TikTok does. YouTube is going to push them out in front of people, and you're going to hopefully get some traffic. And what I've found with that is that can be very, very useful, because what we've seen, and I did a course on this when they first came out with Shorts, is that, if you've got a channel that's, I'm getting 20 views a day, 30 views a day, 15 views a day, and then all of a sudden you start doing these shorts, and all of a sudden, boom, the shorts start to take off a little bit, and every few shorts is getting 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 views or whatever. What you're going to notice is all those other videos that were getting 20 views are now getting 100 views a day. And so all of your content can start to really benefit from what's happening with the being in the short shelf, which is what YouTube calls that, the short shelf.
Short shelf.
Short shelf, yes. So that can actually help your whole channel. So if you've got mixed content, you've got some shorts, you got some regular, you can really start to build momentum with that. And you can see, we've shown charts where, it's like, and the day that we started doing shorts, and all of a sudden the entire channel is like, and it just triples in daily views. And so that can be very useful. So that's the two things you want to do. So if you're shooting widescreen or longer videos, you're going to upload that to YouTube normally. And if you're doing 60-second or less vertical videos, well, you don't even have to do anything special. If you upload it on your phone, you'll choose shorts and upload it as a short. But if you just upload it normally on your desktop or what have you, if it's 60 seconds or less and it's vertical, it's automatically going to be turned into a short, and you'll get some of that benefit. So those are the two things you want to do. So think about the content that you get and work it that way. Now, if we talk about a lawyer like Joey, we probably want to have him do two different types of content. Maybe a longer widescreen video on a specific topic that we can upload to YouTube normally, and then maybe a quick blurb. It might even be about that video. So if he's talking about, let's say he's talking about, what not to do if you get pulled over for a DUI, and he's got a 5-minute video on that, well, maybe something really important from that he could do in less than 60 seconds and say, make sure you watch the full video. And then that would go into the YouTube Shorts, and then you'd have both working together. So that's one way to distribute it there. Now, on top of that, you're going to want to go to Facebook. Now, with Facebook, you've got a few different things. You've got regular posts, which can be videos. Okay, those can be widescreen or they can be vertical. Doesn't matter. That would be just a regular post. You're posting it to your page, and people that follow your page and see the other things you post are going to see that. You can upload it as a reel. And so that's where you literally say reel, put it in there, and it's going to be just like the TikTok or the YouTube Shorts, and Facebook is going to push that out to the people.
So you want to upload it as a reel, right?
Most of the time, yes. I would say
Okay,
most of the time, yes.
Okay, now here's my question, because I'm going to manage this, okay? So I know how to do posts to Facebook page. I'm friends with Joey on Facebook. He makes me an admin of his Facebook page, right?
Yep.
And it's just that simple, and I upload them as reels. So that's what I'm going to want to know specifically, and all the information you've given me some information I didn't even think about, so I don't want to say that this isn't good information, but specifically I need to know how to do TikTok and Instagram as well, in addition to all the other knowledge that you're imparting.
Just in case it gets confusing, when you get to Facebook, when you go to make a post, no matter what page you're on, it's going to be totally different. Every page is completely different. They're all over the place. You're going to have, when you go there to do a post, you're going to have those 3 buttons right on the bottom. You may have reels right there. You may have live video right there. You may not. You may have pictures and whatever. But make sure, just go into there and there'll be the 3 little dots and you click that and it'll list all the things that you can do on the page. You should find reels on there. Now, one caveat to that, Facebook is very, very strange. And I know we're going live on Facebook, so hopefully don't cut us off here. But no, seriously, Facebook is very strange. I've gone into Facebook sometimes and all of a sudden the option to do a reel is just gone or a live video is just gone. It's just not there. And it was there yesterday and today it's gone. And then tomorrow it's back. So, yeah. And what I have found, though, is if on your phone, for instance, if you're using Facebook, you can also get the Facebook Business app and the Creator Studio. And if you go into one of those, a lot of times what's missing in the other one will be there. And so you can just do your live video or your reel from there instead.
Yeah, I've done that before, not to mention it. Yeah.
It's very, very strange. Things just vanish for no reason.
I don't remember what it was, but I went to do something in Facebook and it wasn't there on my desktop. And it's like, okay, so I go over to my phone and there it is. And then I come back the next day and found my desktop.
It's back again.
Yep, I remember that.
It happens to me all the time. I find that all the time. It'll be missing on the desktop or it'll be missing on the phone, or it'll be on the other one. It'll be in the Creator app and not on the regular. So just be aware and don't panic too much. If it's gone, it'll be back tomorrow probably. So why that happens, I have no idea. But Facebook is a weird beat. Steve, did I tell you I created 2 brand new Facebook pages in the last couple of months? And would you believe both of those pages that were created new use the classic layout and everything instead of the new layout? Brand new pages.
What?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. I thought I had all my pages finally turned over to the new one, and I made 2 new ones, and one of them changed yesterday, though, thankfully. So hopefully the other one will shortly, too. I've got a new client, and he's had his page forever, and his page is still on the classic experience, too. So go figure. And that would be okay, except that Facebook has removed a lot of the things that you could do with the old pages you can't do now. So you almost can't do a lot of stuff until you get switched over to the new one now. So there's a lot of things you can't do at all anymore if you're still in the old one. So that drives me crazy. Hopefully they'll all get changed shortly. But, kills me. All right, enough of that. Let's go to Instagram. Now, Instagram also has what are called Reels. They're owned by Facebook. Now, why they are 2 completely different things on 2 different platforms with the same name, I don't know. But again, in Instagram, you also have Reels, so it's the same thing. Now, Instagram, much like Facebook, you can upload a video to your Instagram page without it being a reel. So make sure that you actually do a reel when you're doing that, if that's what you want. Now, if it's something that you don't want pushed out like that, then you can upload it as a regular video. But upload it as a reel, you're going to get a lot more traction with that. And I should mention, going back to Facebook, by the way, we actually had a video that right now, it's an escape room video on Facebook Reels that's over 42 million views on one video. Yeah. And we got a couple more that are like, 3 million and 1 million. So we're starting to get some real traction in there. Of course, then we'll upload 5 in a row that get, 1,200, but who knows? It's very... But we don't get any... We no longer get ones that are only like 20 or anything like that, which is good. So everything is like, 1,800, 3,000, 10,000, and then we got 42 million and, one that's 3 million and stuff like that. So you can gain some traction doing that. And there was a recent study, by the way, and I've been trying to live up to this, where a page... They took 2 pages of the exact same, same page, basically, and they were uploading Reels, one every single day and one like once or twice a week. And the one that they posted the exact same content to, but every day, skyrocketed, just took off. Whereas the one where they were just doing one a week or every few days didn't really take off very well comparison. So make sure if you're going to do these things, you got to do them a lot to start getting attention. So just to understand that, that can be a big help for you there. And then, of course, we got the TikTok, like we talked about. Now, TikTok is a totally different animal because it is basically YouTube Shorts or Facebook Reels, but that's it. It's just the Reels. Now, they do live video as well, but it still works the same. So what you're going to be doing there is you're going to take your phone and you have to have, your video on your phone. You could record a video. You could have somebody send you a video. As long as it's on your phone, you're good. You're going to go into TikTok. You're going to hit the little plus button. You're going to pick your video, and it's going to drop it in there. You can edit that video if you need to. So if you need to cut off the beginning or the end, you can do that. You can add little special effects and graphics. You can add music. So there's all sorts of fun things you can do. Put a description in, and make sure you use hashtags. And that goes for, well, all of them except for YouTube. You don't need to worry about the hashtags in YouTube really. But on Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, and on TikTok, make sure that you're using hashtags and really get some good ones. Look in there and see what popular videos are using that are similar to yours. So in the case of a lawyer, I don't know how many popular videos you'll find to be able to do that, but make sure you put in as many of those hashtags as make sense.
Well, and keep in mind, we are taking these case study videos, making blogs of them. I mean, we're repurposing them a lot.
Sure.
So,
and also in
again,
TikTok,
he said his TikTok's getting some traction. So
yeah, no, that's good. I mean, and I can see why. It would. We're getting traction from that. I'm fortunate that we get people that walk through the door, and we actually see the customers a lot of times, and they'll tell us all the time, like, "Oh, we watched you on Instagram Reels or whatever, and we're gonna be in one of your videos." So they really do. People do notice them. They do make a difference. People do talk about them and stuff.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, go ahead.
The thing with him is the big man, and that is what's getting traction. Now, of course, he can't be big man, the party clown. He's got to be, big man, the DUI attorney. But you know what I'm saying here. Yeah.
And suspenders.
That's suspenders.
Part of his gimmick.
So, I know how to administer Facebook. How do I administer Instagram?
So first of all, with the Instagram, you've got two different kinds of accounts. You've got your personal accounts and you've got your business accounts. So in his case, he's going to want to be a business account. And that's the funny thing is, considering how everybody talks about their security being loose at TikTok and whatnot, they're actually pretty secure about that. They want to make sure you're really a business. They will ask you for, papers and TikTok. They will ask you for your papers to make sure that you are really a legal business, and then they'll approve you. And then once you do that, you can actually have your business listed in there. So when you post something, you can click on your business, and it'll highlight where you are, where your business is in those videos. So then you can post them out there, and it'll be attached to your business. So definitely something worth doing. But yeah, with TikTok, just make sure you got the video on your phone.
Okay, so then can he make me an administrator? Or if you're a business, can you make somebody else an administrator?
That's a really good question. I'm actually not sure on TikTok. I would imagine they must have that functionality. I don't do that. And I don't recall ever seeing that in there, to be perfectly honest. But
okay.
I would hope that is an option, but I'm not.
Google it,
sure.
As will I.
Check it out and see. I've never been asked to administrate anyone else's TikTok, and I don't have anybody administer mine, so I'm not actually sure on a business one if you can assign that. I've never seen the option, but that doesn't mean it's not there. TikTok tends to be a little more individualized, so they may not have that option in there. Again, it's not anything I've seen or tried to use.
I'm Googling it right now, okay?
Oh, we're so smart. Look at this. We're Googling it. Where's Chat GPT when we need it?
Yeah. How to add users and assign roles. TikTok Business Center.
Good. All right.
Yeah, so you can. Just
like I said,
Google
my accounts are business accounts, but I've never tried to assign anybody to it. So.
And I tell you what, I'll put the link to this in the show notes. How's that?
Very good. Yeah. So, like I said, TikTok for me is that's still the new guy on the block for me.
You're still figuring it out. Even though you are Ray, the video guy.
Yeah, it's not that I'm figuring it out. I just don't use it as much. I just put my escape room stuff on there right now. That's about all I use it for. I could probably put some other things on there.
And I understand. You need to understand, too, that Ray manages social media for a lot of different businesses. So that's kind of what he was referring to. And yet when it comes to TikTok, he's just doing the escape room.
I mostly focus on Facebook and YouTube is where my focus really is on all that. Like a lot of the clients that I work with, I'm just working their YouTube and Facebook, not even their Instagram a lot of times. Sometimes I am, but
Okay,
Just
so
depends on what they're willing to do. So
how about Instagram? Can he make? I know Facebook owns it. Can he make me an admin like he would on Facebook, or what do you?
yeah.
Do
So what it is the best thing you can do there is when you become, you want to attach your Instagram to your Facebook. So in other words, they become one body inside of the meta universe there, or the metaverse, I guess. And so when you go into the business pages or you go into the creator stuff, you can actually see that those things are attached, and you can actually send things out to both of them at the same time and make life a lot easier that way too. So, so there's definitely options for that. Like I've got for ironically, I manage this social media for some of these other businesses, but I have somebody managing mine, which is my brother-in-law Justin. Does all the escape room stuff for, well, not all the escape room stuff, but a lot of the administration of the escape room pages, while I'm getting paid to do it for other businesses. It's kind of weird, but
well, it's kind of like the cobbler in town always wore the shoes with holes.
That's exactly it. And with our page, like we do a lot. Like every day, we run small contests like every single day, and so he manages all that to reach out to people and make sure that they get their prizes and stuff like that. So. And
occasionally I make snarky comments there, but I've gotten better at not doing that.
No, you haven't. if you mean that you haven't done it in the last hour, yes, that would.
Yeah. Well, it's been a few days. I thought I'm going to piss this guy off if I keep doing this. So like every
here's the thing,
every
Steve,
post that says sadly, I comment. Sadly, how sad is it?
The thing is, when we post those contests or anything else like that, every comment is a benefit to that page. So if it's a snarky comment, hey, it's a comment, and that's what we
typically. Typically, if I don't know the answer, I'll say something like Jim Morrison of the Doors. That's my standard.
Yeah. Well,
what is the tallest range in Spain? Jim Morrison of the Doors.
Yeah. Well, hey, that is a good question. Though.
There we go.
What the Pyrenees, I guess, would probably be the tallest range, right?
Tallest peak, maybe. Okay, yeah.
So there you go. Now we're talking about mountains in Spain. So I think Iberian Peninsula aside, I think we need to wrap this baby up. So just remember, whether you're in the mountains of Spain or you are looking at trains or you're working with a lawyer, make sure you shoot videos. I'll tell you what, one last thing I want to say. When I shoot videos, when I go out for Loganville News and Events and I shoot videos, I shoot vertical and then I shoot some stuff horizontal. I shoot horizontal, and then I shoot some things vertical. There we go. That's a little better. Had it backwards there. And because we'll use the different content for different purposes. And so I get a little bit of both. When we did the Christmas parade and stuff, I made sure I got long, wide screen shots of the parade coming down, but then I would stop and I would get vertical videos of them, of something important going on in there, so I could use those in the Reels and the TikToks of the world and things like that. And, that's kind of what you have to do. You have to kind of do a little bit of both, because those videos will be useful in multiple ways. So you got to adapt to it.
Very good.
All right.
And if you're watching,
Steve,
if you're watching the Facebook Live, check out my old Cathedral radio. It was built in 1933. Yeah, it's
there it is over there,
and
it's
it works.
looking good.
It works.
I told Steve I've got one in the next room, but mine's a fake one, so it's not real. And if it was a real, we wouldn't put a real one in the escape room because people would destroy it in about 2 days. It would be in a pile of splinters. So we can only put fake things in there, unfortunately.
No.
Sad but true.
Sad but true. Oh, there's that word, sad.
Sad, very sad. All right, well, what's not sad, Steve, is when you make your videos, you can make them very happy by getting Movo products to make your videos a lot better when you post them to places like Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and TikTok and Dailymotion and MetaCafe and wherever else you want to put it these days. You can make your videos look a whole lot better if you use some great Movo products. And some of the things that I recommend, the LV1 lapel microphone. It is a wired lapel microphone. You plug it into your phone, you stick it on your chest, and you can get some great audio. And the best part is $18. $18. You will sound a million times better for $18. Now,
Will
if you
I
want to
look
go
any better?
wireless, you will not look any better. Only a small half-inch part of you will look a little better right in the middle of your chest. Other than that, you will look the same as you always look. Sadly.
Oh, darn it.
Now, if you want wireless, they've actually got a brand new microphone that we got a little while back. And I shouldn't say brand new. It's been about 3 or 4 months now. Very tiny little microphone, the WMX1, I think. Can't remember. That might be the new one or the old one. There's two of them. There's an older one that we had, and we got a brand new one. The brand new one is fantastic. It's a wireless lapel microphone, tiny little transmitter, tiny little receiver, and the best part is we talked from, I went as far away as I could, which was probably about 80 feet, and it was clear as crystal for a tiny little thing that costs about $100. So you really can't go wrong with that. You want a desktop microphone, they've got those. You want a studio microphone, they've got those. You want a stand, you want a light, they got all those things. If you want a giant mixer, they even got those hidden in there. So check it out.
I saw
Movo.
that, yeah.
They've got some nice, real big equipment in there, and not just for the cell phones, not just for the DSLRs, but they've got some really high-end equipment. I've been on video shoots, professional video shoots, and there's the Movo stuff sitting right there. I took pictures of them. So people do use them. They are fantastic, and they are at a great price. There are other microphones out there that are similar, but a lot more expensive. So check out Movo. Head on over to raiselinks.com/Movo, and you'll be able to pick up a lot of great products, whether you're shooting on your smartphone, your DSLR, your camcorder, or at your desktop. You'll have something that will help you look and sound even better. So check them out, raiselinks.com/Movo. And Steve, it's time to hit the music. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, here we go.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.